Greetings, wise wanderers, and welcome back to Esoteric Wisdom. I'm so glad you've joined me as we step into the crisp, hopeful air of March 2025, a month that's got a special glow for you Sagittarius souls out there. If you're born between November 22nd and December 21st, or if you just love a good cosmic tale, this forecast is your lantern in the dark. We're diving into what the stars have in store for your love life, career, and wealth this March, all wrapped up in that Northern European charm we hold dear. Think crackling fires, wool blankets, and stories swapped over a strong cup of coffee. March in the north is a time of transition, isn't it? The snow's melting, the days are stretching, and there's a quiet promise of spring whispering through the fjords and forests. For you Sagittarians, ruled by jolly Jupiter, this month mirrors that shift. A blend of dreamy Pisces vibes early on and fiery Aries energy later. It's a chance to thaw out your heart, stoke your ambitions, and maybe even pad your wallet a bit. At Esoteric Wisdom, we're not here to throw stiff predictions at you. We're here to sit by the hearth and unravel how the heavens dance with your everyday life, whether you're in Oslo, Reykjavik, or a cozy cabin in the Swedish countryside. I know you're a spirited bunch, always chasing the horizon. Whether it's a new romance, a bold job move, or a clever way to stretch your kroner. But even the freest spirits need a moment to breathe, right? So, picture yourself with a steaming mug, the wind howling outside, and let's chat about what March 2025 holds. We'll weave in some tales, like Abba's Agnetha finding her peace or Björk's wild creativity, to light the way. This is Esoteric Wisdom, where the stars meet your soul. Nordic style, with a dash of magic and a lot of heart. Ready to explore? Let's set sail under Jupiter's watchful eye. Chapter 1. The Cosmic Currents of March for Sagittarius. Let's start by getting our bearings. Dear Sagittarians, why does March 2025 feel like such a whirlwind for you? You're a fire sign, born with Jupiter's big, bold energy lighting your path. Always ready for the next adventure. Whether it's a trek across the Norwegian tundra or a deep dive into a good book by the fire. But this month, the stars are stirring the pot, blending water and fire in a way that's both dreamy and electric. It's like sipping a warm glögg one minute and feeling the rush of a spring thaw the next. Psychologically, you're a seeker, always after freedom and meaning. Studies from those clever folks in white coats tell us that optimists like you thrive on open skies and endless possibilities. But when life tosses in too many must-dos, like fixing the roof before the next snowmelt or sorting out a family squabble over who gets grandma's old rocking chair, it can feel like a leash on your spirit. Jupiter, your ruler, doesn't help by amplifying everything. A little worry about the bills can snowball into a saga worthy of a Viking epic. March 2025 kicks off with Pisces season, all misty and introspective, tugging at your heartstrings. Then, around the 20th, Aries barges in, lighting a fire under you. It's a push-pull that might leave you restless. But oh, it's rich with potential. Astrologically, this month's got a rhythm all its own. Pisces season, until March 20th, softens your edges. Think of it like the gentle lapping of waves on a Danish shore. It's a time when your intuition's sharper than a Sami knife, urging you to reflect on what really matters. Jupiter might still be shaking off a retrograde shadow from earlier in the year, whispering, slow down, friend. But you'd rather plan a last-minute ski trip to Jamland than sit still. Then Aries season hits, and it's like the first burst of sunlight after a long Nordic winter, sudden, fierce, and full of, let's do this. Stress might creep in when your body's raring to go but your soul's still daydreaming by the fjord. Take my old neighbor Lars. A sag if ever there was one. At 62, he's the guy who'd organize a midnight bonfire just because the stars looked right. Last March, he was juggling a roofing job, his daughters moved to Bergen, and a stubborn goat that kept escaping. He'd pace the yard, muttering about running off to the Faroes. Sound familiar? That's your fire sign soul, when the pressure mounts. You'd rather flee than fester. But here's the beauty. March 2025 isn't about chaining you down. It's about finding peace in the chaos. Sag style, less, sit and stew, and more, stomp it out by the lake. We'll unpack how love, work, and wealth play into this cosmic jig. So stick with me as we wander deeper. Chapter 2. Love in Bloom, Sagittarius Hearts in March 2025. Now, let's warm our hands by the fire and talk love. You romantic Sagittarians, March 2025 is a month where your heart might feel like a Nordic spring, half frozen one day, bursting with life the next. You're ruled by Jupiter, the planet of big feelings and bigger dreams. So love for you isn't just a flutter, it's a saga. A journey, a tale to tell over aquavit and rye bread. Whether you're single, partnered, or somewhere in between, this month's stars are stirring up something special. Early March, with Pisces season in full swing, is all about the soft stuff. It's like sitting by a frozen lake, watching the ice crack, quiet, deep, and a little mysterious. Your intuition's humming, and you're feeling everything more than usual. If you're single, this could mean a chance encounter that feels fated, maybe at the local market in Helsinki, swapping stories over smoked fish, or during a late-night chat at a friend's cabin. For those paired up, it's a time to reconnect, to sift through the everyday grit and find the gold. Jupiter's expansive vibe might nudge you to dream big together, plan a trip to the Lofoten Islands, or just cozy up with a shared vision of the future. I think of Agnetha Faltskog from ABBA, a Sagittarius born December 5th. After the band's whirlwind, she retreated to a quiet Swedish island in the 80s, craving peace after love's storms. In a rare interview, she once said solitude healed her heart, classic Sag. Needing space to breathe, March 2025 might pull you that way too, craving closeness but also room to roam. Pisces softens your edges, making you more open, maybe even vulnerable. If there's tension, say, over who forgot to stoke the fire last night, it's a chance to talk it out, not run off into the snow. Then Aries season hits around March 20th. And oh, does the tempo change? It's like the first warm wind barreling through Copenhagen, shaking off the winter chill. Suddenly, you're bold, flirty, ready to chase what you want. Singles, this is your moment. Maybe you'll catch someone's eye at a spring festival. All laughter and shared lingonberry jam. Couples, this is when passion flares. Think late-night dances in the kitchen or a spur-of-the-moment drive to watch the sunrise. My friend Inga, 58 and a Sag from Trondheim, once told me about a March years back when she and her husband reignited their spark with an impromptu sledding date. We laughed like kids, she said, her eyes twinkling. That's your fire sign heart. Stress melts when you move. Play, love. Psychologically, you thrive on freedom in love. Too much clinginess feels like a damp wool sock. March balances that with Pisces empathy and Aries gusto. So you're giving and getting just enough space. Watch the full moon in Virgo around March 13th. It might spotlight little niggles, who's hogging the duvet? But it's also a chance to tidy up emotionally. By month's end, with the sun in Aries, you're radiating that Sag charm, honest, warm, and impossible to resist. Love's a journey this March, not a destination, so lace up your boots and enjoy the ride. Chapter 3. Career Ambitions, Sagittarius at Work in March 2025. Let's shift gears, dear Sagittarians, and talk about your career as the March 2025 snow begins to thaw. You're a fire sign with Jupiter's wind at your back, always aiming high, whether it's running a small bakery in Stockholm or dreaming of a teaching gig in rural Iceland. This month, the stars are handing you a mixed bag of quiet reflection and bold leaps. Perfect for a northern soul who loves both the stillness of a winter night and the rush of a new challenge. Pisces season rules the roost, till March 20th, casting a gentle, foggy glow over your work life. It's like peering through a frosted window in a Finnish sauna. Things aren't crystal clear, but there's warmth underneath. This is your time to dream, to mull over what you really want from your days. Are you happy pruning trees in a Danish orchard? Or is there a bigger calling tugging at you, like writing that novel you've been scribbling in a notebook by the fire? Jupiter's influence might feel a tad sluggish, maybe still echoing a retrograde from February, urging you to pause. For you, pausing's tough. You'd rather chop wood than sit idle, but this is a gift. Use it to rethink your path, not just charge ahead. Take Björk, the Icelandic Sagittarian born November 21st. Her career's a wild tapestry: music, art, Innovation, all born from moments of quiet chaos. She said she finds inspiration in Iceland's stark landscapes, letting ideas bubble up like a geyser. In early March, channel that. Let your mind wander. Maybe you're a teacher in Oslo, stressed about grading papers, steal 20 minutes by the fjord to sketch out a new lesson plan. Or if you're tending bar in Bergen, dream up a signature cocktail that'd make the locals cheer. Pisces season's your muse, soft, creative, a little messy. Then Aries season storms in, and it's like the ice breaking on a Swedish lake, sudden and loud. After March 20th, you're ready to act. That idea you nursed? Pitch it. That job you've eyed? Apply. Aries, a fellow fire sign, lights a match under your ambitions. And Jupiter's cheering from the sidelines. My pal Sven, a 65-year-old Sag from Uppsala, felt this last year. He'd been tinkering with furniture designs in his shed for ages. Come spring, he sold his first chair at a local market. It was like the stars said, now, he told me, grinning over a beer. March 2025's year, now, bold moves pay off. Psychologically, you hate ruts, routine's your kryptonite. Pisces might slow you down, but Aries hands you the reins. Watch the new moon in Pisces around March 29th, it's a seed planting moment. Start something small, a side gig knitting wool scarves, maybe, and let it grow. By month's end, you're not just working, you're thriving. Fueled by that Sag zest for life. It's a Nordic tale of patience meeting pluck, perfect for your hearty spirit. Chapter 4. Wealth and Wisdom, Sagittarius Finances in March 2025. Now, let's gather round the table, Sagittarians, and talk about your wealth in March 2025, because even a free spirit needs a few extra kroner for the next adventure. You're Jupiter's child, blessed with a knack for abundance, but also a tendency to spend like it's midsummer every day. This month, the stars are serving up a hearty stew of caution and opportunity, flavored with that Northern European knack for thrift and storytelling. Pisces season blankets the first half of March, and it's like a quiet snowfall over a Finnish forest, soft, subtle, and a little uncertain. Money-wise, this isn't your time to splurge on a new fishing boat or a trip to Lapland. Jupiter's still settling in, maybe shaking off a retrograde haze. And it's whispering, hold tight, your intuition's sharp, trust it. If that deal on firewood seems off, or your cousin's begging for a loan again, step back. This is a time to hoard your coins like a Viking stashing silver for a rainy day. Reflect on your spending. Did you really need that extra barrel of herring last month? And dream about where you want your wealth to take you. My friend Marta, a 55-year-old Sag from Malmo, learned this the hard way. Last March, she impulse bought a fancy coffee maker during a foggy mood, only to realize her old one worked fine. I should have waited till the haze lifted. She sighed, pouring me a cup. Pisces season's your foggy haze, perfect for planning, not purchasing. Maybe start a piggy bank labeled Summer Cabin Fund, and toss in a few coins daily. It's small, but it's satisfying, like knitting a sweater one stitch at a time. Then Aries season charges in after March 20th, and it's like the sun bursting through a Copenhagen sky, bright, brash, and full of possibility. Suddenly, you're itching to make moves. That side hustle you've been mulling, selling homemade rye bread at the market, maybe could start humming. Aries, with its fiery gusto, pairs with Jupiter's luck to open doors. A colleague might tip you off about a bonus, or a long-shot investment, those Greenland fishing stocks, might pay off. Agnetha Faltskog's Sag wisdom shines here. She said her quiet years taught her to save smart. So when ABBA royalties rolled in, she was ready. Match's End could bring a similar windfall if you play it right. Psychologically, you're a gambler at heart, freedom's your currency. Pisces tempers that with caution, Aries unleashes it with purpose. The Virgo full moon around March 13th might highlight bills or budget tweaks, face it head on. By the Pisces new moon on March 29th, plant a financial seed, maybe a savings plan for that dream sauna. With a Nordic thriftiness, think reusing last year's wool socks. You'll end March richer in spirit and, hopefully, in pocket. It's a balance of dreaming and doing. Pure Sag gold. Conclusion. Your March 2025 Cosmic Compass. Well, dear Sagittarians, we've trekked through March 2025's starry landscape. And what a saga it's been. From love's tender thaw to career's bold strides and wealth's clever dance. You've got a month that's as rich as a Nordic feast, think roasted reindeer, cloudberry jam, and tales by the fire. Pisces season's dreamy start and Aries' fiery finish make this a time of heart, hustle, and a little hygge magic, all wrapped in Jupiter's generous embrace. You're the zodiac's wanderer, too spirited for shackles, too wise to waste a moment. March hands you a compass. Love blooms when you balance closeness with freedom. Work shines when you dream then dare. And wealth grows when you blend thrift with a touch of risk. Picture yourself by month's end, sipping coffee on a Norwegian bluff, grinning because you've navigated it all with that Sag swagger, honest, hearty, and a little wild. Maybe you're humming ABBA or plotting a spring fling like Bjork. Either way, you're unstoppable. Here at Esoteric Wisdom, we're all about lighting your path with starlit yarns. And I hope this forecast feels like a warm blanket on a chilly night. March 2025's your chance to weave a tale worth telling, whether it's a romance rekindled, a job conquered, or a wallet a bit fatter. So, what's your next move? A love letter? A bold pitch? A coin jar for the future? Whatever it is, do it with that northern fire we adore. Before I let you roam, let's spark some fun. Hit that like button if this rang true. Subscribe if you're not yet part of our Esoteric Wisdom clan. And drop a comment below. What's your March dream, love, work, or wealth? I'll be reading every one by the glow of my lantern, smiling like a fool. Till next time, keep shining. You bold explorers, the stars and the fjords are rooting for you.